And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition on this amazing day. And that amazing day would happen to start with CT After Dark. Now, I want to remind everybody that is watching out there, just in case you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, make sure that you take pictures, add it to your story, tag me. I will literally like and comment and respond to every single message that has the hashtag CT After Dark. Make sure you guys do that. I will repost the stories in my story, all of that good stuff. I love seeing the engagement. I love having you guys in here with your boy. As we start today, I'm super excited because my guests are phenomenal. Outside my guests being phenomenal, I'm extremely excited for the conversations that we're going to have today. You understand me? Like a lot of times we have great conversations, and today will be no different. So let me get started with the question of the day. Question of the day: could you date someone whose child makes it clear that they don't like you? Now, do me a favor, take that in for a second as I show you something hilarious. You know, I got to start the show out with something that I think is classic. Check this out, yo. If you walk out that door, we're done. Hold on. If you walk out that door, we're done. And look at the reveal. Huh, fam. Oh, you want another one? Oh, I'll give you another one. If you recognize this pic, you're either close to 40 or over 40. Is this true? Because I have never seen this. Let me tell you something. Not only is it true, I am not 40. I am literally early 30s, but that touched my soul. I remember that what was it? Mick at night, McDonald's at night, Mick Cat something that was super fire. If you here, make sure that you if this is the first time being here, make sure that you come in and tell me what city you are watching me from or what place you are in the world, so we can definitely show that out, shout that love. Manny, retype that. I don't know who that person is. So if you would like to go live with me before I bring my guest in, I definitely want you to come in here and holla at your boy. Before we even get started, let me tell you how much I appreciate you guys. I cannot do a show without the loyal members of Team CT all day, and you guys are that. You show up every time I do something, and I can never thank you enough. You guys are truly amazing. Now let me get back to the question of the day. The question of the day was, could you date someone whose child makes it clear that they don't like you? Could you date someone whose child makes it clear that they don't like you? Excuse me, Tangerine is walking around right now. I have no idea why she's walking around. What are you it's in the box with the old computer. Yeah, that's crazy, Tangerine. Just you know what's funny? I think on Shoot Your Shot, I'm gonna just walk through your camera. And
I wasn't even gonna say anything to you, Clay.
oh
I didn't
yeah,
even get in your way. You wanted to talk to me.
did I want to talk to you, Tangerine? I never want to talk to you.
You always want to talk to
I never want to talk to you. All right, so we got Manassas, Virginia in the house. That's always fire. Without further ado, I want to bring my first guest in the room. This guy is somebody that I am a major, massive fan of. Before I even finish the introduction, as my guests come in, not you guys that want to click in and holler at us, the guests as they come in, they will have their cash apps available. If you guys want to bless them, what we like to do here on CT After Dark during the day is thank you guys personally for your donation and your blessing to us. So as soon as you send myself or my guest something, we will stop the show and show you love. If you send a super chat, I'm putting it right on the screen. We're stopping. We're giving you Team CT claps because we appreciate you donating some of your hard-earned money to blessing us, yo. That is always incredible. I try and give you nothing but the best free content, and the fact that you guys are showing that love back shows that it is so much love in return. Now, with that said, it is not a requirement. I don't want anybody to feel obligated or forced to donate anything that you guys do not have or send a blessing that you don't have. I'm just telling the people who want to how you can, and that is through Cash App or the super chat. And with that said, I need to continue this introduction because I'm excited, man. I hit this brother up. I've been a fan of this brother for about 7 years now. I've been a fan of this dude. I love how his mind works. He's so creative. He's so funny. He's so talented. He's an activist. He by by force kind of became a comedian, not stand-up, but just comedy. This brother's one of the funniest people on the planet, and I'm honored to have him here today on CT After Dark. During the day, ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Patrick Cloud. How are you, man?
Hey, am I in?
You in, man? How you feeling, brother?
What up, CT? How you doing, man? That was a cool intro.
I am incredible, man.
Somebody else in here.
No, listen, man. Yo, here's the thing. I'm such a huge fan of yours, man. I have so many questions. Let me start. First off, you are an LA native. You are from here.
Uh-huh.
Which is rare that you get a chance to because you guys get such a bad rap, like LA people, because y'all get grouped in with us, the people who get transplanted here and act Hollywood. People like, man, LA people fake. And it's like, no,
you think that's all transplants?
Here's the thing. Everybody who's Hollywood are the transplants. The people from LA are extremely cool.
Yeah, I think it's I think it is that, but I always thought that people from LA, since we're sort of used to everything happening and like you might go to Trader Joe's and see Tom Cruise, that's where I also thought like maybe the fake thing is like spread throughout transplants, but like people from LA just don't care about anything. They're just like, yeah, I guess Pharrell is in town.
I guess Pharrell is in town.
That's how
So let me ask you this, man. How did you even come to getting into this entertainment business, brother? Give me that. Give me your journey.
Dang, that's kind of interesting. So entertainment started when I was probably a kid because I was in musical theater. A lot of people, only some people know, but I was in musical theater in middle school because I didn't want to do PE. And
wait a minute, what kid doesn't want to do PE?
Well, the thing is, I have an older brother who also went to school, and him and all his friends were in dance class, and that's where all the girls were. And then, so they had like all the girls, and then PE was just all the sweaty boys running around in circles around the track. And I was just like, I'll dance. So my black ass was, you know, I was in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
What?
There is footage somewhere out there with me in a red overalls and a yellow shirt, jumping around, dancing and stuff. Like I was like full musical theater, but I was also like cool. So then I left musical theater and started doing stage crew, which was like my first like behind the scenes type of thing. And then I got into music. I had a rock band. Then I started doing stand-up in college. Like it was just everything, you know, at once. I never was like focused on one thing. It was just like I always wanted to try different stuff. And then my sister worked for DreamWorks when I graduated from college. So I picked up 3 internships. I was at a radio station for classic rock. I was doing music production at Awesomeness TV, which was a sister company to then new All Def. So I was an intern at All Def, and then I was the equipment manager, and then I started learning how to shoot and light and do sound. And then they gave me a shot at producing, and then everybody produced the same things. But then when like a few of ours started blowing up, like then we started making our own shows, and then my show started blowing up. So I just became the creative director and started making all the shows for the channel. And then I would appear in stuff to save money, or because like we needed a Jaden Smith or Migos impersonation, and I had dread. So I was only in stuff to either save money or because I looked like something. And then I met King Kieran and Simone Shepherd, and they started doing shoots around the office. I started shooting and helping them edit and stuff like that. And then I saw an invoice that they got from a Honda for a Vine that was 6 seconds, and I was like, "This is lucrative." So I started making videos on the side. They were trash, so they weren't on All Def, but I just sort of built it up. And then at some point I jumped into All Def stuff, and I was just like, all right. But I haven't really accepted a title yet. Like I don't really consider myself like a comedian or like a producer. It's just kind of like I just make stuff.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. First off, wow, dude. Okay. So let me back up, because a lot of times, when you do an interview or something where you get a chance to talk to somebody, be like, oh, hey, man, I'm a huge fan, man. I love this. Like, bro, I am such a fan of yours because I admire how your mind works. I love your humor. I love, hold on a second. Tay Knightley, much love to CT and the Cloud Village from Baltimore. Team CT, clap for you, fam. Thank you so much. Thank you. So it's like the way your mind works and how creative you are. It's like, man, I admire this brother and I have for years. And I think it's very interesting of a dichotomy being out in the business that we're in because we're adults. Like if we were in high school, you could be like, hey man, how you doing? Oh, you got locks? At the time I have locks too. Let's be friends. But like as adults, it comes off so creepy to just be like, hey man, let's be friends. It's like, hey brother, let's relax a little bit. So
that's funny.
Hearing your story, man, is so interesting to me. And knowing that, I think All Def was the first place, because I had a meeting right when Doughboy got over there. He was like, yo, man, come over here. I want you to sit down. And I wasn't doing any kind of internet content at the time. I didn't even grasp the concept of the internet. And to see like Simone and Kieran and everybody that was coming through there making this money, it was so foreign to me because it was like, to this day, I'm like, well, I understand now. But at the time I was like, how are people making that much money?
Right.
And people don't know about it. You know what I mean?
It's wild because it was almost like it was kept a secret. Like I remember when I started finding out like how much, like, you know how like you always hear stories about like the first people on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like Tim Daly Meadows, the Spoken Reasons, like when that first wave, like people who were smart enough to get in on social media like that early, they were giving money out like crazy, you know, like the YouTube has brought their, you know, their ad revenue for creators down a lot since then. But yeah, like you know, I know that a couple of things are coming back. Facebook is, you know, a big thing now. You know, they're starting to pay very, very well. You know, then there's like you know, you would know like new stuff like Twitch. You know, Twitch is all of a sudden like, I mean, it's been, you know, killing it. Like I can't imagine what, you know, the ninjas and all of them are making, but it's really dope. Like when you really look at it like a business, it's really like the business of being yourself and doing just random stuff like this. Like you turn this into a thing. Like that's like, that's what I love seeing because it takes all the power away from like cable and TV and stuff. Like when we used to think that being on TV and stuff like that was making it. And this internet stuff was for the time being. I'll never forget when we got the numbers. I remember they sent the All Def numbers, All Def like the numbers from cable, and we found out that all this time in our minds, like if you were on TV, millions and millions and millions of people know who you are. But we found out that like unless you were like prime time, like a Masked Singer or something like that, if you were a regular show on cable that got a good premiere, like a good first episode in terms of views, 70,000 views, 75,000 views. And when I found that out, I was like, that's an okay, like that's barely an okay video online in terms of like viral. Like I was like, yo, we've been getting better numbers than cable this whole time. So it's almost like, you know, obviously you want those credits, like you want to be on Netflix and the new stuff streaming, but there's a lot of like that's like a rapper still trying to make it on the radio. Like, man. It's just like, I guess like in terms of like credits, that's cool, but it's not the same anymore.
You know what's so funny about that, man, is hearing you say that the moment that I knew I was onto something with my content was when I saw my views were bigger than The Flash. And you know, me and you are nerd city when it comes to science fiction. Oh man, you look at your analytics, and I looked up the last 5 episodes of The Flash at the time that had aired. And I was like, The Flash ratings, like they had, I think, maybe 1 million for one episode. They had 2 million for another. And then their highest episode, this was season 4 when I looked at this. And the highest episode that had the views were 4 million. And that week I had done 7 million. And then for that month I had done like 40 million at that month, at that period of time. And I was like, bro, I got bigger numbers than The Flash.
That's tight. Is that, you have numbers like that on YouTube?
Oh no. So yeah, at YouTube. So when I was this is, I guess for that, I looked up last year because I got on YouTube last year. So this was the top of last year in March that I looked up the numbers, and my reach now on YouTube is lower than my Facebook. My Facebook reach is a complete blessing. So
Nice.
I'll just say
I'm
that
seeing
I'm
a lot of
murdering the Flash right now.
That's insane. So you're Nick Cannoning right now.
What do you
You're
mean?
Because like people who do interviews, they be all like humble, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, how'd you get like, but it's funny to see Nick Cannon. First of all, I just want to tell your audience, Clayton is richer than all of his guests. I just want you
Hey.
I just want to float that out there. This nothing he's saying is ingenuine, but it's all just like, oh brother, how you do that? I'm trying to get like you. That's what Nick Cannon does. He's Nick Cannoning. Nick Cannon will ask Blueface, be like, man, how you making your money? Like, this nigga don't care. See, Clayton is Nick Cannoning right now, and it's dope.
He will ask Blueface.
That's dope.
So it's like everybody who's watching right now, let me tell you something. Patrick Cloud is a magician when it comes to this creativity, man. First, let me talk about one of your many shows. Let's talk about Roast Me. Okay. How did you go into creating Roast Me?
It was a lot, you know, like how I make shows is pretty formulaic. I always just ask whoever I'm working for or making the show for, if it's not myself, I just ask what they want. And then I just form the show out of what they say. So at the time, our CEO, his name is Sanjay Sarma, really dope dude. His top interests at the time were game shows and roasting. And the reason why was we had a show, our biggest dynamic on the channel at the time was between Teddy and Doughboy. And they used to just make fun of each other all the time. But even though that was roasting, it was really confined to them two. You know what I mean? People in the office weren't roasting like that. Then, you know, we consider this the golden age of all deaf because we had this big open office in Culver City, and comics just used to come and hang out. Like you would literally just see at any random day. That's how Doughboy started working there. Doughboy just came with a laptop and started writing scripts. He didn't work there or anything. You know, Tahir started hanging out up there. Meg started hanging out up there. Like a lot of comics, Slink, you know, they were just like hanging out there and doing content. And we started recording things around the office because I was the equipment manager or like an office PA or something at the time. So whenever people came through, like Slink would come through on a random day, put on a wrestling mask, take his shirt off, and like walk around the office cussing at all the white people. And I'm like, yo, why isn't anybody filming this? But I was the equipment manager, so I would film it. And then if it was dope, they'd put it on the channel. And then I did that enough times, they would let me produce. So at the time, you know, we were really into roasting because, you know, I think this producer named Des, she had just done old people roasting for the first time. And that went viral. And then we had Tony Hinchcliffe come through and he roasted Teddy and Doughboy, and that went viral. And then we even had a scene with a new Tahir, where Tahir roasted Teddy and Doughboy, and that went viral. So it looked like the audience was really taking to roasting. And I had a meeting with the CEO, and he said, actually, I'm tripping. I was a producer at this point. He said that the two interests, he wanted game shows and a roasting show. So I was just like, why don't I just make a roasting game show? And there was a producer there named Sydney Kim who suggested the rotating spit, which was the main thing of season 1. So I just built the show around that. I was just like, there'd be a dude rotating in the middle. And then I had to make rules where like you had to go like this to raise your hand. And then Teddy had to call on you. And then you would say a joke. It was really robotic, but I didn't know what I was doing at the time. So it was dope. I wrote it up. I met with a set designing team. We mapped up like plans for a set. I made a very, very shitty, scarce budget for $35,000, which was more money than I've ever been trusted with. And I told them I could shoot 9 episodes in a day to make it make sense. So they trusted me. They gave me $35,000. With that, I rented a place for 3 days straight. Mind you, it was completely cold this whole year. These 3 days I rented it out, the hottest days of the year. They all and the studio's AC broke. So it was literally hell in there. So the first day they I went to Home Depot with the set design team. We brought everything, started building. The second day I brought the camera crew in there, laid out all the cameras. And then the third day was the shoot day. The shoot day was hot. It was terrible. I I was a tyrant. If somebody laughed behind the camera, I'd be like, shh, shut up. You know what I mean? My crafty for a group of a crew of like 30 people was coffee and water.
Oh, you wildin'.
I did not know what I was doing. My DP walked out with his camera crew and went and got breakfast burritos and just put it on my budget. They're just like, I was, it was terrible. And I was, it was hot. I was making them like, be funny. Like, because I set all this stuff up and then, people weren't really funny like that. Because it was all robotic, it wasn't natural, it wasn't authentic. So I remember because I didn't have a big crew. I loaded up the cameras, I rented the cameras, got the truck for the lighting equipment, got the rotating spit and carried it there myself. Like it was, I literally had to load all that back into the truck, and then I just went home and I wept. CT, I wept because I was like, that was the hardest I've ever worked for anything, and it failed. Like. Bombed. Man. Got the cuts. It was a little bit funnier than I thought, but it was still like meh. But the interesting thing about Roast Me was it wasn't until I started marketing that season. I had a whole summer to market it, and it aired the month of my birthday, September. For marketing, I had them all in the break room, and I just went live on a phone, and it was free form. I was like, forget all the rules and the game show stuff. Just roast the hot seat. You could even roast each other. And that became Roast Me. The marketing for Roast Me became better than the actual show. So I didn't care. It was marketing. So it was freer. It was more authentic. It just felt like people in a lunchroom. So people got really hyped. Those shoots, those versions of Roast Me, they were like, oh, this is the best. And then they saw the real version and they were like, meh. Like it got cool views, but it wasn't that good. So season 2 on, it was the loose way that we did in marketing. And then once we introduced the classroom setting, that's when it really started taking off and going viral. So it wasn't get popular until season 3.
That season, man, you fellas are incredibly talented and living your purpose. I truly admire that about you guys. Mad respect. Blessings to you, Theus. Never met a Theus before. That's definitely different.
Yeah. Is that Zeus with the TH?
I feel like we should give that to him.
That is biblical.
So look, season 3 for me, seeing the classroom, because I had seen each season of Roast Me, and I agree with you. I wouldn't say it felt robotic. It just felt too big for what they want, for what they should do. So when you hit them with the classroom, now we all remember school and how it was when everybody roasts, and it's literally in the classroom. And that makes sense that you took out everything and just went bare bones, and why people love it to this day. It's a testament to trial and error. It's also a testament to your producing style, because you could have still been that evil guy that was like, yo, everybody stop laughing behind the camera. I don't want to hear nobody doing nothing. And it would have taken away all the authenticity.
Yeah, I found that, like, between Roast Me and Great Taste and even elements of dad jokes, my style just became the group thing. Everybody tries to do content solo. Everybody tries to be the star themselves, but nothing's more fun than hanging out with your friends or seeing somebody hang out with their friends. And, like even just like, like shows like You Trash Fam, which isn't a genius idea at all. It's just the feeling of, instead of 1 or 2 gamers, it's a group of friends, so between really everything, I just think that authenticity of, like, not being so like such like a, I mean, excuse my lack of better words, but like not being such like a dang Nazi or like jail warden on set, because now I just let my crew laugh behind the cameras. That's like a big thing on All Def now, is like you there's always like laughter. And it's like, I always told myself, unless it's scripted, I'm bringing all these rules, with me as I go up, because people think like, oh, I'm shooting for YouTube. So when I shoot on set with like, like a real company, it's like, no, I'm gonna still have the group feel, still have the laughter. Like, shooting should be fun. It's people make shooting like ridiculously dramatic, and it does not need to be.
Let me hit you with this. First, Autumn. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on a second. Let me hit the Cash App. Stephen Brown just sent a hefty blessing to the Cash App. Thank you so much, Stephen Brown. Autumn with another hefty blessing to the Cash App Team CT Clap. Thank you so much. Blessing to you guys. Refresh your Cash App as well, Pat. So as they come through, you let me know. So as we're saying that, I completely agree with you. Like we'll take sketches for me. Well, okay, you said a couple things that were so big of pieces that I wanna dive into. First, for me shooting content, I thought it had to be like everybody else. Like in the beginning of my Instagram content, I was shooting, oh, let's have some breasts, let's have some big butts. That's what they want to see. That'll help them see my jokes, right? And that is the opposite. They didn't stick around for the jokes. They just wanted to see the girls. Right. I began doing the group thing because I enjoy laughing with my friends, and I think that comes across on camera to the audience. Oh, yeah. And it had. However, it was such a fine line for me because, you know, as a creator and as a writer, you're creating all these scenarios. And for me, I began not getting the credit that I felt like I deserved from my audience. It always became, oh, look at this person. When you going to see such and such? We want to see this person. I'm like, hey, guys, am I not enough? Right. So I fell into a slump, and then I began doing the side-by-side reaction videos that I do, and it was just me. So I'm like, let's test out if all of these people who are following me love me, or they just love the people that they see in my content. And they showed up in such a big way and start supporting me, which felt incredible. And then I still loved laughing with my friends. So I think I needed to do everything just to find out where I was so I can get back to doing both, having me and having my friends. So what you developed is such a incredible thing. How did you transition into doing your solo content? What brought that on?
I think it was, you know, finding out that social media was, it was like as dope and fun as it was, but also like lucrative. You know what I mean? If it was just, I'm very like job thinking. So, you know, if it was just something, you know, right. If people were just doing skits and not getting paid for it, you know what I mean? Just to have fun, I'd be like, oh, that's super dope. You know, but I mean, I was at All Def, like working, you know, especially at that point. So once I realized that it was like not only like a lucrative thing, but it was fun and lucrative, you know, like the best, you know, I always say the best advice I ever got in college, it wasn't even from a teacher, it was from a student. And they said, you know, if you work more, everybody works most of their life. So if you can cross whatever you do for work with whatever makes you happy, that's how you're going to end up, you know, being happy, crossing work with hobbies, because too many people go for, you know, the $ jobs and then they're miserable. So like, you know, that was kind of like big in, you know, jumping into social media because it was fun and it was, you know, long-term lucrative. But, you know, working at, you know, places like All Def and directing music videos, like I always appreciated behind the camera. And I think that that's what makes me a good director, is because I'm not really spotlight hungry. I like the project to be good. And there's sort of too many people that's just like, I want to star in this. I want to star in this. I want to star in this. But like, you sort of need to back up and be like, is there anyone better that can do this? You know what I mean? Like you have to see the project as a whole, when a lot of actors see it just from their role. So I hang on to that, and I do my own thing if it's my humor, but I that's why I love directing and producing, because I can put together projects and just use the people who are best for it. So it keeps me balanced. I do way more stuff that I'm not in. But you know, especially within the last 3 years, I've just been doing a lot more on camera. I low-key forgot your question. I know it had something to do with shooting by myself.
You literally answered it without realizing you answered it, as far as how you got into creating the content. So like, for example, this is a perfect way. I'm glad you said that. So when I remember I had been doing reaction videos to things, but I was doing reacting videos to stuff that really annoyed me, right? And it would be no video on the other side. It would just be me talking, and it wasn't picking up traction. I was like, all right, well, whatever. But the people who were watching it were giving me all this great feedback. So it became Like, all right, well, what do I do? And then I was like, oh, let me add this video. And I remember the moment that I had done my first video where I had side by side. Hold on a second. My boy Drew is on my squad, Team CT, all day on PlayStation. We on Twitch and we play COD. We're trying to get Pat acclimated. Did you get your headset, Pat?
Shout out to Clayton Thomas
In the game. In the game. That's literally that's perfect. I got the exact joint. So we'll be playing
that later too, actually.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk. So Drew says, Patrick Cloud plays a little COD every now and again. Team CT versus Cloud Village / arcade tokens next. I'm definitely down. I would like to make that a big event, just like we're gonna have Tony Baker tonight, where we're gonna destroy them. But anyway,
Yep.
So with your style, I have been seeing so many of your videos, your side by side, and I love how you do it because it's so different from everybody. You're talking about stuff that you're interested in. It's not so much as let me get this viral thing that everybody's talking about. Let's talk about this guy who's eating squash or whatever, right? And I dropped the video, and the first comment read, "Hey, quit trying to be Patrick Cloud." And I'm like,
no, it didn't.
Wait a minute, right? I'm like, I'm just trying to succeed, guys. I'm giving my opinion on something. He's like, no, Pat does this. And I'm like, bro. And then I watched,
Everybody does that kind of stuff, though.
Man, but that brings me to this point. The Cloud Village is so deep. How do you interact with your audience? As soon as you type your name in, Cloud Village is its own force. They got a fan page set up. You got a completely super supportive squad. How did they come about, and how do you interact with them?
Well, first off, shout out to the village. The Cloud Village was the Cloud Village a long time before we called it that. Mm-hmm. Just because I think that when you're authentic, you attract authentic people. Because there's a mold on social media. That's why I really like the people that I work with, because even if we touch on formats that are in the mold, we don't really cross into those style of jokes, just because like there's so much crap on these apps. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's so many videos that end and you're just like, oh God, what? But if you're really not a hateful or a person or a troll, there's no reason to comment like this is trash. But it's just like when we make stuff, there's so many people who feel like they have to say certain things or be a certain way to get popular on these apps. Yeah. So if you do and say stuff that probably won't get you popular, right away, or if you do things that wouldn't make you cool, like that's why I feel like creators like yourself and I are doing so well in this blurred area, because it's like we're talking about stuff that you probably wouldn't, openly admit in high school or at college, in fear of not being cool or this or that. So if you're sort of like overly authentic, you're probably going to attract a lot of people who are either just like that or deal with that same thing, and they're just like, oh snap, like you too. So when people like you and myself make the content that we do that caters to that, a bunch of people like that congregate, and they're really deep and strong with it because you sort of touched a nerve that was very similar. So between, making stuff for gaming and just comedy and just like quirky, dumb stuff, I feel like all of these people sort of were, in my corner anyways. And then, but I just never really had a direct way to talk to them for like a long period of time. You'll go on live, but a lot of people who are on live are sort of just talking about something that they want to talk about, or like, videos, you might comment back every now and then, but it wasn't really until like Twitch when you really got to sit there for like 3-4 hours with just like the same people talking about different things, talking about stuff that's going on in their life, stuff that they're working on and stuff. So that was sort of like the real like sort of golden moment where everything was sort of there, but that's when it was really like solidified. And I was always one that like liked when artists, usually like musicians do this, but like Rihanna calls all her supporters like the Navy, and you know, like how people call like there's names for them. So I was always big on that. So every night I was like, what are we guys? Like, what are we doing? I think we went through some ridiculous names that I pitched, but yeah.
What were some of the names?
God, I forgot what. At first it was Cloudians. That's how creative I can be. Sometimes my creativeness be running on E. They can't hit them all. That was the first one, but once we sort of like put a name to it, and then we started seeing who like the most active people were, and then it just became like a culture so fast, and it's really 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 dope to see, and it's very very much apparent too, because I've never had a Twitch stream or like something that the Cloud Village was really heavy in, where someone who was brand new didn't come in and be like, I like you guys, like I like it here, you know what I mean? Like people were audible to be like, this is weird for the internet, like it's kind of positive in here, but I like it, Yeah. There's Luella. Hey, what up, Luella?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I love that. Obviously I feel similar with the community of the Team CT fan base. Like these people are so positive and supportive of everybody. Like even today, the people who are in here that somehow might not know who you are will follow you to the end of time, because they're all incredible people. I appreciate when you invite me to do nerd stuff where I can nerd out talking about the stuff that I'm really into, because I hadn't found the opportunity outside of my sketches or in lives to talk about the stuff that I'm in. So give me, and I know this is gonna be hard, but between Power Rangers, because you already know I am the #1 Power Ranger fan of all time, between Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Big Bad Beetleborgs is what I'm gonna throw in there, and and you know what, I'm gonna also hit you with and I'm gonna hit you with VR Troopers. Of course, we are VR fam. Troopers. 3 go.
My first dog was named Jeb because of that. Remember the talking dog in the lab?
Of course.
That was my first dog's name.
Bro, Jeb. First of all, so have you ever been to one of the conventions and met any of like the troopers or rangers or anything?
Oh, CT. Oh, snap. This might be one of my only chances to make CT jealous. Okay. I actually know Austin St. John.
You are friends with Austin, bro?
I am. Isn't that random? So this dude, one of my good friends, his name is Jesse Wright. He hit me up. Man, it seemed like it could have been like 3-4 years ago now. And he hit me up on Facebook. He said he was a fan of my skits. And for some reason I had a voice that he liked. And he was working on a mobile game app that was a fighter with all Black and Hispanic superheroes. He was like, it's not a big game. It's just for mobile. But would you be interested in doing one of the voices? It was this dude named Destroy with a bone mask and dreads. I was like, hell yeah! I don't care if this never comes out. I don't care if you pay me, whatever. Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
This dude kept hitting me up with amazing news. Casually, he was like, "Hey man, just got out of a meeting with Nickelodeon. I think we might upgrade the game." Okay. Hey, just talked to Xbox. Hey, just blah 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 blah. This dude is killing it right now. Long story short, the game just came out on Steam. It's getting ready to come out on Switch, and he has a follow-up game already that it's like under, like he's not really supposed to say anything, but it's looking like next gen, right? So he is one of the other voices of a dude. Actually, I think his name is Austin. Yeah, Austin, dude with like a red dragon tattoo and like this chain weapon, is voiced by Austin St. John. So this dude Jesse got a booth at Comic-Con, or I think it was Evo. Comic-Con or Evo, maybe both. But in one of those, Austin pulled up, and he was, the Power Ranger circuit, like he's still making a lot of money from these cons. Yeah. People were coming up. It's kind of messed up. Like he's so into it. He's very professional with it. So he'll have like a dude who's like way older than him, like, oh, coming up, like, I drew you, like, you're my biggest inspiration. He's like, yeah. $50 for a picture. $100 for it. I was just like, damn, like, like super conned out. But he's super dope. He hung out with us the entire time. Apparently, the beef with Tommy was real in real life, and they like, I think they just recently squashed it. But it's like, y'all are grown men. Put the flute dagger down, sir.
The flute dagger.
But no, he's super dope. I think he joined the army and became like an actual field medic.
Yeah.
So yeah, like really, really dope guy. Does very awkward videos. you know the videos like what older people do, where they like look at the camera for 2 seconds and then they start. They're just like, hey, what's up? Trim the video. Trim the ends.
Yo, they never trim it. Like, I think they assume it's gonna automatically be trimmed. So first, congratulations on the game. Number two, when the game drops and you're ready to advertise it, send me the link. I'm posting it. I'm telling everybody about it. You definitely have nothing but my support, bro. You still not follow me on IG. My feelings are hurt. I will not lie about that. You're not following me on IG, but I mean, you know, yes, crazy. But as we talk about that, man, so when we talk about Cloud Village, when we talk about everything that you're working on, what are some things that are coming up that you want to talk about?
Wait, my bad. Did I not answer the Power Rangers?
No, you did, because technically you kind of chose Power Rangers, as you should, because there should not be anybody else. But
how did that line up with Ninja Turtles, though?
Which ones? Are we talking about late 80s, early 90s Turtles? Are we talking about recent Turtles? Or are you talking about the
90s.
turtle?
The one that started with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
I went back to the 80s one. Although they were drawn dope, man, it was kind of trash.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch the pilot of the 80s one, you'd be like,
horrible.
This one ain't it. Yeah, this one ain't it. But I would say
Mikey was eating that pizza, fire.
Yeah, over Mighty Morphin in a close second, then VR, then Beetleborgs. I just wanted to. I can't get a list like that and not do it. So my bad.
No, that's perfect. I love that list. I love that order because I agree. Except, of course, I'm gonna switch Power Rangers to number one. But with Big Bad Beetleborgs, that's one show that I, honest to God, wouldn't mind a new reboot version, because it has to be fire. 3 kids working in the comic book store and they get these powers like, it's incredible.
Over VR?
I wouldn't mind a VR reboot, but here's the problem with VR for me. You know, VR had that Japanese video that they were cutting from to splice together with the American video.
They did what Power Rangers did?
Yeah, that's why it came on right after Power Rangers. Saban owned all that. So
Saban was an evil genius.
Yeah. Wow. And it became for me, right when Ryan Steele got his new powers, you notice that he was never with Caitlin and JB anymore, because they would be in different scenes, because that was taken from a different season of Japanese video. So it was like, for me, I was like, towards the end, I didn't like it.
Dang, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, I got
that
the
Japanese show must have been fire, though, because that was the only good part of that show.
Battletoads, that's a good one, Becca. I forgot about Battletoads.
Ooh, Battletoads is tough. That's a hard
This game. Is the moment, guys. If you are in the comments, right now and you have a question for Pat, hit that link in the description on Facebook, or the link in the description on YouTube, or hit it in the subject of Twitch. I will bring you in to talk to Pat. We have somebody who's been waiting in the waiting room this entire time. Gabriel Alexander, how are you, man?
Man, I'm chilling, Max, and relaxing, all cool.
Hey, I heard you were shooting a b-ball outside of the school. So what is your question for Pat?
Oh, man, I didn't know I was supposed to ask a question, bro.
What did you think you were doing? You just hit the link.
I saw the link and I said, "Oh, you coming in?" And I was going to shoot my shot, man.
At who? They know this ain't the show.
I know. I was like, no, not like that. I mean, like, I was trying to make a pitch to you, bro. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm currently a student at Los Angeles Film School. In fact, my class is online right now on my phone.
Nice. So you're a film student?
Yes, sir.
You said you
So
there
what's-
right now?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now because this is where I'm filming at.
Okay.
But my class is online for now because of the whole
Yeah.
situation with the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I was trying to make a pitch to you about a kidnapping gone wrong. And
Are you talking to Pat or are you talking to me?
to you.
Okay. The world is watching, brother. Make your pitch.
Okay, so you know the box by Roddy Ricch, correct? How he says I put $100,000 on Zimmerman's head.
Okay.
Our main protagonist gets the bright idea to kidnap George Zimmerman. However, he kidnaps the wrong guy. It's a thriller comedy.
Okay.
Is it a skit?
It's a short film, more of a short film than a skit.
All right. I will ask you this, man. Do you have a budget in place?
I have producers on board, not a budget in place yet.
I'll tell you what, man. You get that budget, you reach back out to me, and we will have a conversation even further.
That sounds great to me, man. It's great talking with y'all, man. Y'all inspire me so much, man.
Blessings to you, brother.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I could see you when I'm back out in LA, man.
My guy. All right. Hey, man, you know, do your thing. Don't nobody else come in here do that, though. Please.
CT, why is this show? Are you in LA?
Yeah.
Why is it called After Dark?
CT After Dark during the day. Well, it's called CT After Dark during the day because I've always wanted to have my own late night show in addition to, you know, the game show that I have and all other stuff. But you know what I'm saying? It's just fun. But it's also one of those things where it's 3:00 for us, but it's 6:46 right now on the East Coast. And then it's 5 something in the, you know, if you're on Mountain Time. So it's one of those things where it's after dark, but it's during the day. So it gives you the late night feel. Like if you watch the show after I have this interview with you, you'll get exactly the vibe. But yeah, man. So everybody click the link. It is in the description. If you have a question for young Pat Cloud, this is the chance to ask him and not just be in the comments. Ask your question. Now, so as we're talking about this, Louella, I love your energy, yo. Louella has been supporting and showing love. I know she's a loyal member of the Cloud Village, but she's been showing love to Team CT, and I appreciate you, baby girl.
Shout out to Louella.
Captain Planet was amazing, especially when you realize the quality actors who did the voices. I know, like, bro, the fact, you never looked up the voice cast.
I don't think so.
Brother, I'm not even gonna spoil it for you. I want you to IMDb Captain Planet and look up the voice cast, and I want you to smile from ear to ear because you are going to be surprised. Would You Rather is hilarious. Thank you, Brandon. I'm definitely going to have Pat on season 2. Man, that show is so fun. A new episode airs Monday. It is going to have Corbin versus Tahir Moore. So check it out. Check out the first 2 episodes if you haven't seen it. You got there yet?
Oh, wow. LeVar Burton?
Yeah. LeVar, fam. Hold on, we got somebody else. No, how you doing, man?
What's up?
What's good? What's good? Yo, Pat, big fan. Team CT all day.
All day. What's up, brother?
What's up.
Okay, I'm actually looking for advice. Okay, I make music. I'm at the point where I have a few tracks, and I need to know the next place to go because it's like. At first, I was trying to mix it and master it on my own.
That's tough.
Yeah, bro, that's my bad, bro. But yeah, that was hard. Man, that was difficult. So I had to outsource it. Well, now I'm at the point where I don't know what to do next. It's like, do I go to the radio? Do I take it back to the 90s and get some blanks and just pushing it out?
That way, it's never not going to work.
Okay.
Going into your community and handing out your music straight up, like face to face with your fans, will never not be a marketing strategy. You know, there's a lot of people who just don't want to do that, you know what I mean? But I've seen I've never personally done that, but I've seen so many interviews of like successful people, even like Nipsey. You know, Nipsey talks about that all the time. He was like, man, a lot of people think that don't work, and he was like that type of person that was like, all right, well, I've already done that and it works, so let me go ahead and do it, you know. So I think that it's the internet is a great place because you can find your audience. You know, if your audience isn't outside on your block, that doesn't mean you have to do the whole Master P thing and drive, 30 hours and do that whole thing. You can find who likes your music using analytics and you could use paid promotion either on Instagram or Facebook to get it out there. But nothing is going to beat consistency. I can't really give you any like specific advice on how to go viral or how to blow up, just because like I don't know, I'm still figuring it out too. But the one thing that will never turn into bad advice is consistently keep doing it, keep putting it out, but don't just expect it to blow up. You know what I mean? Sometimes that happens, but a lot of times you're gonna have to follow up with a lot of things like paid marketing. If you want to go out and be face to face, hit up DJs who spin at parties or who have a platform that they play music. There's a lot of ways to do it, but nothing's going to be consistency. So just keep doing it, even way past where you feel like you fucked it all up or are done,
Facts. Good luck to you, man. Appreciate you, Playboy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Man. He's actually a very talented rapper who's been on Tangerine's talent show, Tangerine's Top Talent, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. She had him on here. Believe it or not, he stutters, but when he raps, no stutter at all. It's crazy. Like he was like, I was like, there's no way that this brother, how does he turn it on and off? And it's like, that goes to show you music truly does heal. We got one last person for you. Good brother. How are you, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Incredible, man. What's your question for young Pat?
One of the many things that I've encountered recently was, or rather, roadblock is where to go from here as a writer. Because I'm currently a senior at my college. I'm currently taking classes. Finishing up my senior year as a and then afterwards I have my bachelor's. My aunt wants me to go for my master's, and I'm kind of tired after dealing with this semester, and it's only been 2 weeks because we've had to adjust to the whole COVID situation and everything. It's not like I don't want to be a writer or anything. It's just one of the main things that I've had a big issue with is spending a whole lot of time trying to build upon something when I want to really delve into my own interests. Like I like to sing, I like to write, I like to play video games, I like to draw, I like to do a lot of different things. Like I have different interests, different multifaceted interests that I like to go into. But none of my family members see those things really being able to pay the bills. So at first I was a biology major, but then I had to veer off and to go into English because that was my field, and that was what I was interested in.
Hold on 1 second, good brother. 1 second. TK Hannibal, thank you so much for the super chat. United Masters is the way, and all streaming platforms. That was to you, my former rapper speaker. Team CT, clap for you, fam. Thank you. So what is your exact question, Tyree?
What step, like as a creative, where do you how do you come up with the best idea to and to embark on that from there is what I mean.
You said, how do you come up with the best idea to
as a creative, how do you build yourself up as as a creative one, and also where do you go from there? Like, how do you come up with the best idea? Because I'm kind of hitting like a roadblock. Like I know what I want, but I've not been able to find anything. It's mostly been internet related stuff, and no one in my family really seems to really care about that except for my mom. but that's my
All
mom.
right.
But that's about it.
Let me take you out. I'm gonna have Pat answer your question, and I appreciate you, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, go ahead, Pat. Answer that for that young brother.
His name was Tyree.
Yeah, Tyree.
Okay, cool. Honestly, you know, I feel like juggling art and finance is one of the biggest things that artists, you know, go against, whether it's, you know, other people not believing that is going to make money, or just, you know, you feeling the pressure to do something that makes money. I would say this. If you just go after money, you're gonna get it, and then you're gonna be like, well, now what? You know, like one of the best experiences I've ever had in that regard was I got the pleasure. I got in like a car accident with a company truck. A company truck hit my car, and the lawyer that did the case, he invited me to his office. He had this like giant office in Beverly Hills, floor to ceiling windows, and he told me, like, I don't know why he just started like confessing things to me. It was just like random, but at some point in the conversation, he started saying, like, my dad told me that I needed to make money. I wanted to be an author. I wanted to write. He said that was BS. I needed to make money. So here I am as a lawyer, but it kind of sucks because now I'm just at this office. I have all this paperwork. I never get to see my family. And this giant account, this giant bank account that I have, I'm just watching the numbers go up. I can't enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, well, do you still write? And he got completely silent. He's like, no, I haven't thought about it. I haven't written in a long time. So that was my biggest example of, like, you know, you could chase one over the other, but you're not really going to be happy until you find a way to intersect that, you know, your interests with how you make money. And people might not see it at first. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to see your vision stronger than anybody else. So if you're really, really serious about it, do both. You know, I mean, work on the stuff that's going to make your family comfortable and you financially straight. But then after you get home from work, you better bust your ass at writing or being on Twitch if you said you like video games, or you know, doing whatever it is, because at some point that's going to shift. And then once this starts making more money than this, you could shed this and then work. And then at that point, everybody around you should be like, oh, you did it, you know, as opposed to you dropping everything and focusing just on that one thing. And then that's a risk that I wouldn't personally take, which is why I went to college. That's the only reason why I went to college. I knew I wasn't going to like use my degree to get anything, but it made my parents feel like I was on the right track. And I just did other things at the same time.
Let me hit you with this, man. And this is entertainment, even related. So this is me living in my dream, following my dream, and literally going with it until the wheels fall off. And I remember about 4 years ago, I was writing on all these TV shows, these game shows, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't happy. I would come to the crib. I'm telling Tangerine, like, yo, like, these people they're not listening to what's funny. They're just going on what their idea of funny is. And she's like, yeah, but a couple more of these shows and we could buy a house. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not happy. Like, there are so many things that I had done in life that everybody would be like, oh man, this is amazing. And I'm like, but this isn't bringing me joy. And I said, look, I might have to struggle for a while because I'm not going to write anymore in that scale. I'm going to write for myself. And she's like, I hear you, but if you could just do a couple more game shows, we could have a house. And I'm like, yo, honestly, I can't. Like, I'd rather just be broke and be happy than to be at a job that I'm not enjoying, right?
That's a strong mindset. Not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah. But you're also talking to a guy, Pat, and we'll get into this another time in our personal friendship, but you're talking to a guy who left Detroit with only realistically $700 out of the $1,000 in his pocket that my mother gave me to follow my dreams. Homeless, no way to make even more money except my dream. Like, it was going to be stand up, me getting on TV. I had to make it. That was my mindset. So you're talking to somebody that I'm going to win no matter what. And I refuse to not be happy. I don't do anything in life if it doesn't make me happy. If it feels like work, I don't do it. So as time progressed, and of course, putting your work in, things begin to happen. And these people being in the room right now, those people watching all over the world, this is a testament to believe in yourself, don't give up. And I'm talking to thousands of people that support the fact that I believed in myself. So to Tyree, go after it, because you won't be happy doing what your family wants you to do, because your family probably hasn't achieved what you're trying to achieve. So they don't know how to direct you or to tell you what to do. But Pat, give me some lasting words, because I'm going to go to our musical guest, and you're definitely going to like her, by the way. But tell us what's coming up and how can we find you?
Patrick Cloud on everything. Definitely follow All Def and All Def Gaming. The thing that I was actually going to talk to you about, CT, we're actually getting ready to announce the All Def Gaming League. It's going to be, this is actually the first time I am publicly talking about it, but I definitely want to invite you to that. It's going to run on a 3-tier system. We have sort of like a holy trinity of shoot, fight, and fun. And those are the styles of game. It's going to be shooters, fighters, and just fun stuff like Fallout, Fall Guys, and Mario Kart, stuff like that. We are going to be basically doing like an esports league for non-pro players. So we're going to have tournaments, the whole 9. Please look out for that. We're going to announce it next week, and you will see. Hopefully, you will see CT on there shooting people.
Let me tell you something, Patrick. I don't know if you noticed, but let me tell you this right now. Anytime you've called my phone, the answer has been yes, because outside of you having amazing ideas and amazing concepts for these shows and them being fun, I'm a fan. So it's like when you hit my phone, let me give you how I see you, and maybe this will help you know moving forward. I see you as, you remind me of when I was a kid, and it was just like me and my mom, and we moved to a new city, and it was like, man, I ain't got no friends here. And she was like, you'll make some friends. And then there's nobody who's around that is into what I'm into. And then here comes this kid with these locks that likes Power Rangers, video games, talking about comic books. And it's like, he's like me. And you're funny as hell. So it's like, that's how I see you. So anytime you ever hit me, the answer is yes.
What's dope about this, I'll just say this last thing. What's super dope about this, I told CP this the other day. When I was a PA, I was like a brand new producer. I used to go to the Wednesday night comedy show. Mm-hmm. And there were 3 comedians that always had me crying laughing that I thought were unobtainable in terms of like being in my stuff. And it was UCP and Delay. Which is crazy. And I only got to catch up to, because I was left early during those things. But I remember I caught up to CP twice. And I was just like, yo, man, I got this new show, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, that sounds super dope, but I'm filming this. I'm under this contract, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and when he said that, I was so deflated that I stopped going up to comedians after the I was just like, okay. And then in my mind, it was like, okay, there's like this class of like hilarious comedians I just sort of like watched, but it's super dope, like through All Def and especially gaming, really. Finding out you guys were gaming, it's super dope that I'm like able to work with y'all now. It's just like a cool little callback.
Do you want to know the other side of that spectrum? So as CP crushed yours because he was busy, I would see you at the All Def comedy joints, and I'd be like, yo, that's Pat. Man, I want to work with this guy. But I was like, man, if he's a jerk, it's going to crush me. So that's the funny.
That's hilarious. I hope I don't give that vibe.
Man. But Pat, man, it has been an honor to have you on here. I'm going to have you back because we've just literally scratched the surface. There's so much more I want to talk to you about. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Cloud. If you're not following him, do so right now. He's the Cloud Village leader. Make sure you check him out on everything. It is definitely worth your time. You will be glad that you did. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Appreciate you, man.
My guy. Ladies and gentlemen, my musical guest is simply amazing. She is so incredibly talented. She brings soul to everything that she does. She just won the CT Singing Showcase, which we do every other Sunday. The next show will be August 30th, where she will be a judge because she won $1,700 last Sunday. And it is an honor to have her on the show to show you why she won $1,700. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to bring to you Miss Rachel Black. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, TT?
I'm incredible. Take it away. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and feel the vibe.
Thank you. why your loving makes me weak. Oh, yeah. I try hard to fight it. No way can I deny it. Your love so sweet. It knocks me off my feet. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control, and something takes over me in a daze, and it's so amazing. It's not a phase. I want you to stay with me by my side. I swallow my pride. Your love is so sweet. It knocks me right off of my feet. Yeah. I can't explain why your love it makes me weak. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. And some people think that the physical things define what's within. And I've been there before, but that life's a bore, so full of the superficial. And some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, and some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Yeah. If I ain't got you with me, baby. Oh, ooh, see nothing in this whole wide world don't mean a thing if I ain't got you with me, baby. Thank you.
Rachel, did you know you could sing?
Thank you very much.
Jeez Louise, you have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, hit her Cash App. It is on the screen right now. Hit her Cash App. She deserves it. She's amazing. Oh my God. To answer you guys' questions, yes, she is married. Her husband is probably close by. Wow, your voice. How long have you been singing like this?
Well, I grew up in the church singing, so I've been singing since I was a little kid. Sung in the choir, everything. So yeah, I've been singing all my life.
Let me tell you something. Your voice is truly a gift from God. I am honored that you came in here today. You know I'm gonna have you back because I cannot get enough of your voice. I literally muted my mic and I sang Usher's parts with you, by the way. So just so you know, it was a duet unofficially. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rachel Black, follow her, Rachel Black Music on Instagram. This might be the first time you seen her, but I promise you will not be the last. You are in for a treat once you follow the sister. I will see you on the 30th, but before then, I will see you on the gram. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right. Woo, man, I love singers. When I say singing, this is what I'm talking about. I don't want the people who's like, I want to try and sing. I don't want to try. I want the gifts. You understand me? The gifts from God in the voice that she has. That sister is a force, and that is God given. I'm bringing friend of the show. You know, I always kick it with her. She's amazing. She's super funny. She makes me laugh on a regular basis. Ladies and gentlemen, Tender Lovins, how are you?
Hey.
You got hair today with your little hat on. Where you going? Where you going?
Okay,
you got
so
your hair and your hat on.
Listen, I'm going to get a plate of food for my homeboy downtown, but I might have a date before then.
Got a date before you pick the plate up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's a date.
So let me start off with, hold on a second. Marcus Black, thank you so much for sharing your platform, CT. This is truly a dream come true for Rachel. That is Mr. Black, Rachel's husband. Hey, man, it is an honor. Your wife has a gift from God. And man, we are all lucky to have heard her voice. Hold on, Tangerine. Nosy. Yes, I'm nosy. First of all, it's no secret that I'm nosy. Now let me ask you the question of the day, which is, could you date someone whose child makes it clear that they don't like you? However, the parent loves you. Could you date somebody who makes it clear that they're so you couldn't do it?
No, because I feel like part of it too is just like, in order for things to work, like that kid, I don't know what the custody situation is, but it just I don't want tension in my house. My house is my fortress of solitude. I don't want no bad kid coming over here acting a fool because they got unresolved issues from their parents' breakup. No, not happening. Not doing that. I actually have a story, and it's not that the kid didn't like me. It was the fact that the kid needed a little discipline, and that was not my job. And so I stopped talking to dude because of that. And I literally,
Did you tell him?
Yeah, I told him.
Did he? Yeah, what I mean is, did you tell him that this kid needed some discipline? What did he say?
I mean, I don't think. Okay, so it was a guy. He was raising his daughter. He had full custody of his daughter at the time. I think the girl might have been like 4. And it's just a way. There's a reason why it's important for women to also have their mothers. I know things happen, but there are certain things that women can teach a toddler that's 4 years old that a man just cannot get.
Yeah.
And I took her to breakfast with me and one of my homeboys one time, and she was just bad. Like trying to run into the street, all of this stuff. And my homeboy was like, yo, like, D, it's not happening. You got to let it go. Like this is a whole nother headache for you outside of the baby mama drama. And I was like, I know, but I just feel like I have a purpose here, but she would not listen. It was so I went to Target and I needed some mouthwash and she wanted to get in a cart. I didn't need a cart. I literally running in and out. She started kicking, screaming, and I just looked at her and I stepped over her and left her in the middle of the floor. I came back for her, of course, but I couldn't do it. And I told him, I was like, listen, I think that maybe you should probably put her into ballet or to gymnastics, something where she's interacting with girls around her age, because she's just wild. Wow. I saw that nigga.
I could not deal with that. And let me tell you why. That, first of all, the question on dealing with a kid that blatantly doesn't like you is different than a kid that is not well disciplined. So a kid that's not well disciplined, which is what you dealt with, is something that here, Teresia, hit the link in the description on YouTube and or Facebook, wherever you watch it from, if you would like to come in and talk to us. So for example, my sister has kids and my sister is an extreme sweetheart. However, her kids are spoiled, much like she and I were spoiled. However, the difference is my sister and I fear my mother to this day. Like, she's small, but we still like, man, this woman is crazy. You don't know what she's gonna do. And my sister's children are extremely well behaved when they're around people, but when it's like family, they take liberties. And these liberties are never something that I allow in my presence, because I don't do that whole talking after I say something. If she said, go do this, go do it. I don't want to hear nothing come out your mouth.
Ask why. I'm like, you can't ask why, because she said
that. Yeah, there's no. I wish there was a why when I was a kid. If there was a why when I was a kid, first of all, if the why needed to be said, the mom would have told me why as she was telling me, hey, go take out the trash because I don't want it smelling like nothing in here. She just said, go take the trash out. If I'd have said why, I would have been out with the trash. These are just the facts. So my sister's kids, I find myself a lot of times saying what they don't need to be doing, because she's a sweetheart. She ain't about to, she's passive, and a lot of passive parents out there let things slide. Now when she get mad, she will take care of the kid on some let me get up in your face, let me talk to you about something private real quick. But my fuse is way shorter. So what you dealt with, somebody else's kid falling out on you in a supermarket, that type thing, the disrespect. So
and then it was like, when she called me mom, I'm like, oh no.
I cannot. Let's see. Buzz said, I'm a divorced dad with twin boys. I promised myself to put off dating until my twins reached 18. Well, it's different for a guy because, you know, I mean, you got boys, women already expect. Well, my mama watching, but I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I will say it's different from men who have kids than women who have kids. When you gonna shave your face? I'm not, man. Thank you so much for asking, bro. I was gonna take my hat off for the first time. Not even connect. Here's the funny thing. No, this don't connect. It's better when it's just down here. My facial hair, bro. This is the biggest my mustache has ever been. I haven't shaved in over a month. I got a fro under this, but what gets annoying, Tender Lovins, is I cut my locks off in February, right? And I still get people that, what, you cut your hair? And I'm like, fam, it's damn near September. How? We already talked about this. You know what I'm talking about?
You look different because you cut your hair?
Yeah, which is interesting because they were introduced to me with locks, so I get it. However, I haven't had locks my whole life. So the people who know me were shocked that I had locks, whereas the people who met me with the locks are like, you got a haircut? It's like, yes, fam. So I don't really like, I get a million messages and I don't feel like responding to the same message over and over. You cut your hair? Why you cut your hair? What made you cut the locks off? Are you going to grow them back? And it's like, I get so tired of that. I just rather wear a hat because apparently people don't know that there aren't locks under this. But
I get it.
But you get a chance to wear your wigs and don't nobody know nothing.
Don't nobody know nothing. But people always say, oh, you look different with short hair. I'm like, it's the same face, but okay.
Let me tell you something. If people watch Wednesday's replay show and watch today, they'll think you're two different women.
What?
They think you're two
different. Like I look the same.
No, you don't look the same at all. Because it's a wig and you got lipstick on. You ain't had none of that on Wednesday.
Well, yeah, but I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna put the wig on so they can see what I look like with dark hair, I gotta make it look nice. So
I like this look though. It's cute. It's not bad at all. I mean, you're a model. I mean, ain't nothing that you cannot do right. You already know how you're supposed to be looking. Exactly. So we brought this up Wednesday and let's finish this conversation. Bo Thompson says, Tender Lovin', you look so cute.
Thank you, Bo.
Look at that. Now, older men, the dating older men. Okay. Yeah. Also, I want to encourage everybody, hit the blessing on the Cash App or the Super Chat so I can shout you out. Also, make sure you're using the hashtag CT After Dark and add that to your stories. I'm going to repost your stories. I'm also going to like and comment on it because I want to show you guys the same love and support right back. So
Jamal said, are you going to Lux?
I saw that comment and that's why I didn't even read it because I literally just said I'm tired of people asking me about it and he asked.
I think he was just being facetious.
You'd be surprised. Common sense is not common. So older men. Why do you date older men?
Because I think for me, they don't play games.
Now, what do you mean?
I think a lot of the roller coaster, the drama that guys like on a regular when it comes to courting women and dating women. Like they get a kick out of that. And I just like, it's none of that. And I just feel like at least.
Let me address this. Hold on a second. And this is what you get. And this is why I don't like talking about it. Not to be mean, but you look way better with hair. First of all, I need to say this, and this is to no disrespect to you or to anybody in here. This is also no disrespect to my wife, but I need y'all to know this. I have been getting beautiful women my entire life. That is with bald head, a fade, and afro locks. You can't tell me what I look good in because it all works. I'm not going to sport nothing that makes me look ridiculous. Even with this shagginess, my DMs stay full. So please keep your comments to yourself. Now continue, Tender Lovers.
But I think that comment was to me.
No. We're on the subject of the hair. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, just keep going with your thing.
I like older men just because I don't have daddy issues or anything like that. My dad is one of my best friends, so I just want to put that out there because that's the first thing. Oh, you got daddy issues? No, I just like the fact that it's someone that takes me seriously. It's not any of this. Oh, who's gonna call first, and should I call or text anybody? It's just like everything is laid out on the table. And it's like none of what you like. It's no games. And it's like, I don't like the idea of wondering if someone is wholeheartedly like rocking with me because they might be rocking with somebody else and trying to figure out, I might be somebody's B. And they're like, okay, I'm messing with you, but I'm hoping my A gets it together. So I want to go somewhere where I'm somebody's number one. I'm never to. So I just feel like with that, when dating older men, just the situations that I've been in, it's just been, it's all or nothing. They're all in. And I enjoy that. I enjoy being courted. They still take you out to dinner. We're not splitting no bills. They open the door. And
maybe
it's always,
you just haven't found the right guys who are in your age group that do these things. Because everything you're mentioning, I know a million guys who do. Go ahead.
The other day, CT, you are one of the girl said 10,000. Like you are you are that small one person, like 0.111. Everybody's like that. But again, I talk to people and I'm like, oh, this person rocking with me more. I'm not a person that is going to put all my eggs in one basket. But if you're going to show up for me, I like when you show up for me. If there was something that I needed, I know I can ask them, and it doesn't come with, oh, well, you gonna do this with me? No, like I just like that idea. Like it's just unfortunately just what it is. And like I have dated men that are our age that do those things that are nice, but it was always some extra drama, BS behind it, or you find out that he married, or you find out that he got a girlfriend, he got a baby, that can't done hide. I don't need any of that. If I know you got kids, it's great. Your kids are grown, great. Don't have to deal with them. Like that works even better for me. But I just feel like that's just been my experience dating and talking to younger guys, even still having friends, like having male friends, and some of the things that they do. I'm like, dog, like you're a terrible person. Like why?
Let me hit you with this. I hear you, but let me raise you to this point. I remember being 22 and there was this woman, she had to be at the time probably 35, 36, but she looked, just as young as me, but she was so much more accomplished, right? And I'm about to get to it. Ask her if she had younger women play games or older men. Also, young or old is a mindset. Legal ages shouldn't matter if it's 100. Yes. And the thing with her was she was telling me how much she enjoyed me because guys her age weren't doing the things that she needed. So in hindsight, it's almost the exact situation that you're in, but from the woman's perspective that's older, going for a younger man than an older man. So what I brought to the table, and of course at this time still being a 1 out of 1,000 or 10,000, became just her finding a good man. So For me, I thought that every man, once they reached a certain age, did these things that women like, because all of the girls my age were going for these older guys. And to see that it wasn't just an age thing, it was more so a mentality thing. I just think the guys that you might come across wherever you frequent or frequented before the world was closed, you might have run into those type of guys that did not offer what these older guys you run into do.
I think I can see that, but I think part of it too is I just feel, at least again, my experience, you know, like the guys that I've encountered, like they like, again, they don't want to play the games. And I get it. Like, I understand, because I hear my mom talk about trying to date as an older woman all the time and the things that come with dating older men. And I do put those things into perspective, but there are some men that are caught up in that they're holding on to their youth. And so they're trying to play a certain role, trying to, I guess, fit in with our group. But I like the fact, like the men that I have encountered, they're not like that. It was one person I was like, dog, you need a full-on makeover. You're a great person, but this style, this ain't it. Boots, take them boots off.
Take them boots off. That to me sounds dope, but I think okay, for example, my mother is about to be 60 years old and she's single, and I'm like, I remember as a kid, I used to be like, man, I want my mom to find this kind of guy because blah, blah, blah. And then I became a man and I saw how men really are. And I truly gave up hope for my mom, because I don't want any of these guys to be with my mom, because my mom is an amazing woman. And I have yet to meet a man that is purely good without any ill intent, in the sense of will be a monogamous guy. He will be the guy that provides and has a great personality and is kind and has great communication skills, that doesn't have drama in his life. Like, he might be all these things because he has drama. He has a baby mama drama, or he doesn't have his finances together, or he doesn't have a pot to piss in, and a pot to piss in a window to throw it out of. He doesn't have his life together in the situation. So it's like, and also a guy who just respects women. You know what I mean? And it's like, the last thing I need to do is catch flights to Detroit to fight a grown man being disrespectful to my mom. So it's like, I low-key enjoy her being continuously single, because I don't think that man exists out there. This shirt is Raised by 90s R&B. Let me show you that. Bam. Get that in your life.
So Buzz said he's 63. Do he have a chance? Well, the last guy I dated was 57. So at this point.
Was he, how many? Okay. What was that like? Like, when you smashing this 57-year-old man, is he giving you everything you need, or are you doing community service?
You nosy.
Yes, I think that's obvious. We established that 20 minutes ago.
Okay, so when we was dating, absolutely. Like, but he was also dope though. The only issue that we had outside of, like, I felt like I was fortunate. I could see, like, because he was older and he was a man with money, very wealthy. And I felt like he was trying to mold me into a person that I was not.
But stop right there. Stop. First of all, stop. Well, two things. One, you hang out with the bros, you know all kinds of amazing men. I didn't say that I don't know all kinds of amazing men. I said any men that are single. That's what I'm talking about. All the guys that I know are in full-on relationships, so they've already met their queens. Now, to what you're saying, yes, but that's going to happen. They're going to want to mold you because that's their life experience.
Well, that's also, too, when I feel like people are, like, they feel like you could be, like, you're impressionable. And it's funny because they think when you're younger, they correlate the two. And I'm like, ooh, you don't know me. I got them out. Like, my homegirl, like, we were just talking about that today. She dated an older guy, and it was a similar situation where she felt the same sentiments, and we were both dating the same sign on it. Like that was wild. But I think that I had to be. He was not cognizant of some of the things that he would say, and that's ultimately like that. That was the huge blow up because I had to correct him, and it wasn't like I was trying to check him, but I was just trying to make him aware. And so I was like, wow, this has turned into a whole nother situation. He was gaslighting me a little bit. And I was just
now, what does that mean, gaslighting? I hear all the white people say it, but I don't be knowing what it means sometimes.
Gaslighting means like you pretty much telling me that my experience is not valid. Like it's not true. It didn't happen that way. Or what did I do to make that situation happen?
Oh, gaslighting, like setting a fire.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes.
Oh, okay. Keep going. I'm sorry.
And so I am like, yeah, you're going to have me fumble in my bag. He'll be all right. But I just feel that had been my experience. And so it's like you have to also remember, like, I am not a child. So I am not your child. I am a grown woman. I am older than your children. So please do not talk to me this way and just be aware. And some people can't take that. And that's at any age. That is really at any age. And that was like the ultimate issue that I had with him. But then I dated a white guy. I was taking one for the team. And I was doing bill pays. I was not sleeping with him because we are owed reparations. And so I was like, okay, how can I make this work where this benefits me? And then he kept trying to allude to it. And I was like, nope, celibate. Nope, not having sex.
Let me tell you this. My mom, as a kid, she told me the game. Like, there are so many women. First of all, you know, and I keep meaning to bring up this WAP song, and I never get a chance to do it because we always end these great conversations, but remind me to it at some point. So she told me the game about how women operate. Not all women, but women who I should be on the lookout for, women who I should not deal with, and what me as a man, what I should bring to the table. And a means to manipulate someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity or competency. Ah, nice. Thank you so much. That which is still lighting the fire, which was my simple method. And my mom told me straight up, she's like, look, ain't nobody needs to be in your life that doesn't serve a purpose. If you are having sex with them, they serve that purpose. If they're the person that's cooking for you, they serve that purpose. If they're taking you on dates, and that's like everybody has to serve a purpose. And when you get into a woman's life, you need to serve a purpose as well. Don't let no woman have hands that look like cups where she's always begging for something, but you come to the table when you're able to and provide or do these things. And I'm like, all right, cool. And she also taught me how not to be a simp. Like how not to be the guy that you dated that's bringing some bread but ain't getting that box. That wouldn't gonna be your boy.
Conversation. Dope guy has an at-risk program in like Compton, and I admired him and him wanting to be aware of what's going on in our community, how he could help, how he could, you know, not be the white savior, but how he could really, really change, like, you know, lend his hand as like what white people should do, like be our allies. So I thought that was really amazing about him, but I was not fucking.
Now here's the thing.
I never had sex with him. And let me tell you, like, it's people that do certain things to take one for the team. I just could not, because after a year dating, he wanted to start paying my student loans. I couldn't do it.
Because you knew what came with it.
I knew what came with it. I was like, nah, let me just get.
Yeah, you was gonna have to come out that box soon enough, baby girl. You understand me?
No.
Here's the thing. I don't even understand how guys can get caught treating instead of, we ain't calling it tricking no more. We calling it treating. I don't know how people can get caught up in treating. And well, you know, I think it depends on the man, because every man isn't looking for a physical compensation for when they compensate you on the sugar daddy thing. They might want companionship and somebody to listen to or tell their stories. David Arnold is a very funny comedian who has this joke about marriage. All I am is my stories. So once I'm telling my wife all my stories and she's like, I've heard this before. Now you lose interest because you're like, all right, I need to find me a woman who wants to hear some stories. And now with the new woman, you got a new batch of stuff you've never heard before. So as an older man dating a younger woman, they provide that for them. If I'm talking to a brand new woman, young or old, all my stories are brand new to her. Now I seem like the greatest guy ever. But Tangerine told me, she's like, yeah, but everything's still going to run its course. Like, you're still going to be who you are. Like, people who run from LA and be like, I'm going to live in Atlanta. You're going to be wherever you're going to be. So it's not like you can hide and escape from yourself. So even when you tell that new girl all your stories, there's going to come to a point where she knows all of it. And then now what are you going to do? You're going to keep recouping. So I get it. I understand it. I think it's just unfortunate that people don't get a chance to meet when they should meet. Like, you have to talk to somebody and they have also hit Dominique's Cash App, and her Cash App is right there. I want to shout you guys out for hitting the blessing. Let's see. Tony says, new to CT, came from Zooming with the homies. I am a new subscriber and I'm looking forward to everything. Thank you so much, Tony Mac. That is very kind of you. It's hard because someone who is being gaslighted is literally being made to feel like they're crazy. And if someone is good at gaslighting another, it could be impossible. It's easier to get that feeling early on before they've convinced you. I agree, Drewster Gaming. I think we've all been victims and villains of gaslighting or being gaslit by somebody in a sense. I know I used to have a very big habit of creating arguments just to keep an energy up. Like, I don't feel anything. I'm not feeling sad. Huh? What did you say?
I said you used to lie too all the time. So, I'm not surprised that you was creating arguments.
Oh yeah, I got it from my daddy. One of the greatest liars of all time. I just started lying and it was like, it worked out. Like, once, let me tell you something about lying, man. Lying feels so good when you're doing it for the right reason. A lot of men lie to protect people's feelings because the truth would truly hurt is what we think. And I learned that is a complete lie. Like, the truth feels so good once you tell it to somebody that won't use it against you. I started telling Tangerine the truth about things and she did not react the way that I thought she would. And that made me want to tell her the truth more. So then I started getting comfortable telling the truth. Like, yeah. And then this happened. And then she was like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. And another thing.
I appreciate the truth because within that clearly means like I have some room for growth.
Yeah.
And when you lie, you take that opportunity like away from me and I don't know what is what. So, yeah.
Hold on, we got somebody in the green room. Hakeem the Dream. What's your question for Dominique? Please sit up. I don't feel comfortable with you laying down talking to us on camera. And he has a lag. I'm gonna give him 3 seconds. 3, 2, and that just happened. All right, Hakeem, maybe go out and come back in. What'd you say, Dominique?
That was a little scary.
He was just laying down on the sexy side. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk to you about, Dominique, was this thing. Anyway, so this older guy thing that you have. So do you only date older guys or are you dating younger guys too?
Yeah, no, I feel like even entanglements, all this stuff, everybody has been much older. And shout out to Brandon Reese. Thank you so much.
Oh, he hit your Cash App. Nice. Team CT clap for you, Brandon Reese. Thank you so much for the love. Fam.
I just feel like, yeah, it's like, I mean, and people play games, but it's just like, is it okay to lie for correct reasons in a relationship? No, I feel, because here's the thing with lying too. You got to remember that lie.
Yeah.
And then women, especially, we pay attention to certain stuff. I don't want you lying about the dumbest thing to me. Yeah. Or it's going to be some kind of weird way where we will even try to manipulate it and come back and ask you the same question, but in a different way. And then you got to remember that lie. So also remember with that, you better have your notepad or something out to remember what you lied to me about, because I'm going to ask you again. And that's
Reed, Team CZ clap for you, fam. Thank you for hitting that Young Cash App. If you're on YouTube, hit that super chat if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Up, he's back. What's up, Hakeem the Dream? He stood up. What's up, fam?
He froze.
Yeah, your connection, man, it's not doing well. When you see this replay, I want you to look at this and see. Huh?
Oh, damn.
Gotta get that. Try and sign in from Facebook, brother. It's usually better that way. And don't have too many windows open on your phone. Maybe that'll also help. Keep going,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, I think, I don't know. It's just, and it's also something about, I feel like there's like some sort of like security too. And I don't mean like monetary wise. I feel like protected. I feel safe.
Now, what makes you feel safe from a 57-year-old that you wouldn't feel safe about, let's say, a 30-year-old that has the exact same lifestyle? Let's say the 30-year-old probably, if the 57-year-old guy, let's say he has a house and his bills are paid up, blah, blah, blah. The 30-year-old has the exact same thing. What's the difference?
I feel like, at least again, my experience, I don't know what I was channeling at that time or what, because I am a big person on energy.
Fire rabbit, you stupid. Keep going.
So yeah, that's just been a part of it for me. I'm currently kind of like I'm saying, we tussling 40. He's 40, just turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like how I feel it's just something about that connection. And maybe that's what it is. It was something kind of missing for that 30-year-old person. And what Tanj said is absolutely true. But it's just something about like not saying that like a 30-year-old could not inspire me or motivate me to do better or help me in any type of way. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I can't put the word on it, but it's just, I really feel safe. And especially in this day and age, and we are in social media and people say and do certain things, like look at what just happened to Meg and how pretty much, no, I don't. I just look at that situation and it's just like how men our age that you rock with and you seeing them like say wild things and discrediting her. Yeah. And saying that didn't happen to her, and there's even been situations like that I've even been in recently where I have been like, threatened by somebody that knows where I live, and I tell somebody in the same age bracket as me, and they're like, oh yeah, shit like that happens. Where it's somebody else like that's a little older and more cognizant of the situation, just like, that's not okay. Do you need to come here, or I need to install something? Like, what needs to be done so we can make sure you are out of harm's way.
Hold on. He's trying again.
All right, Hakeem.
It's the last time. Give you a chance now.
3 strikes, Hakeem. There you kind of are.
There.
Get the question off, baby.
Yeah, ask the question, man.
Yeah, it's just the Wi-Fi.
Maybe get off Wi-Fi. Turn your Wi-Fi off.
Turn your Wi-Fi off. Maybe that'll work. And get back in the light. I'm trying for you, Hakeem. I'm trying.
There. Okay, I think I'm So I just wanted to say I'm a big fan. I've been watching CT all day, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? To see y'all in live and stuff. I love what y'all do. I just wanted to say hi and stuff.
Hey, man, I appreciate the love, brother. Next time, let's get that connection together. But I appreciate the love and the support, man.
What happened?
My guy. He's Batman. Maybe the connection, let's see, security is the word, along with the thought of less competition in them streets from 57 versus 30. That's definitely a thing too. He's not in the streets as much as he was when he was 30, probably at 57. He's been there, done that. But also, I'll take this as an example. There's in the chat right now, one of my very good friends, Drewster Gaming. All right. Looks like a laggy shadow of facts. Drewster Gaming, he's 23, right? He has a kid. He has his own everything. He has a great job. He ain't asking for money from nobody. He ain't dodging no IRS. Like, he's got his stuff together. He cooks. He's the picture perfect guy. Now, why wouldn't someone who's like that, who might be looking to settle down because he's in the country, why wouldn't someone like that make you feel just, huh?
Did you say he in the country?
Yeah, like, he's in I think he's in like North Carolina or something like that. No, he's in Chicago. I take that back. He's in Chicago. So he's in Chi-Town. So someone like that, why wouldn't they make you feel protected?
I I think with age sometimes comes like wisdom.
Right, Kira. Uh-huh.
and not again, not discrediting him or anything, but I just know what I like, and still with him being young and having a kid, there's still certain things I feel like that should not happen when people are like in their 20s sometimes, and especially early 20s, because you haven't lived. You know, like I encountered a friend that wanted to date, and he had been married the majority of his 20s and has kids, got divorced. I'm like, I'm not interested. And I'm like, because whatever was happening in your relationship and the cheating and all these different things, yeah, there were issues within your marriage, but you have some unfinished business that you need to get off. And you're not about to come over here, mess up our friendship. I'd just rather be cool with you. We can talk on the phone or whatever, kick it, but I'm not interested in dating you seriously because you have not been single. And then now you're going to jump from one relationship to another. That doesn't make sense. Like, you haven't even healed and learned your lesson from what you just got out of.
I hear that, but now we get to the next point.
How old are these kids? Are they toddlers? You know, I ain't learned my lesson. I don't date people toddlers.
So you also said that you didn't have daddy issues. I think hearing daddy issues in any woman's mind makes them think the creepy way. Like, I don't have no daddy issues. I'm good with men and all of this. I'm not talking about daddy issues like that. I think you might have the daddy issues. BC Kingsley, go ahead and hit that link and come on up in here and talk to us. I think you might have the daddy issues where you love your father so much and maybe he's gotten you accustomed to a certain lifestyle that's what you associate security with. For example, your father probably always loved and protected you. It was like, hey, baby girl, you got to do this. Let me give you that and make sure. All right, come on now. Da, 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 da. And maybe that's what you associate security with. So you probably can't see that in a younger man. You can only see it with somebody in the age group of perhaps your father or someone who has that type of presence. Would you agree or disagree?
I would blame it on my mama because I was raised a certain way. Like, you know, my mom was telling me how to. Thank you, Morgan.
If you don't focus and stop reading these damn comments.
I'm sorry. I got to tell her thank you. You put it up there.
Yes, they keep going.
Okay, back to the situation at hand. So, like, I can recognize that, but it's also too like I have seen friends date and be in certain situations where I'm like, yo, like that should not be happening. And maybe I correlate things, yes, to a certain age bracket.
I was right.
But I also feel like at a certain age, things should not be happening anymore. But with that also comes maturity. So that's my experience.
Hakeem, stop. Why do you keep hitting this link, man?
Boy, actually,
hey, listen, I gotta apologize, right? See, it's not me, it's my mom's Wi-Fi, and you know she drives me crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say I love y'all's show. You know, CT, y'all is like a big fan. I'm from St. Croix. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And I just wanted to say hi, man. I didn't try and stay too long. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good, man. This actually worked out. Fourth time was the charm, so it worked out.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, why is it doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, man.
All right, so, my man.
Huh? Oh man, Steve, I gotta turn the camera. I'll show you guys where.
Is he in Ghana? Where are you?
No, he's in St. Croix.
I'm in St. Croix, the U.S. Virgin Islands.
You know? Oh, the islands. Oh, hi! Shout out to the islands. Yeah. When we get open.
Oh man, it's boring.
All right, it worked out, man. It worked out. He came through. It worked out. Tangerine, Hakeem, if you don't blink, man, that's classic. So listen, there are going to be fake pages, guys. I'm telling you this. I've responded to probably about 1,000 messages since March about this. There's always going to be a fake page, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Know that it's not me. Okay, if you read the name, it's not me. The last one was Clay Thun. I'm like, come on, fam. Why are you even messaging me, asking me about this? That name. Also, it's so puzzling to me how people will see a fake page and message me on my real page to ask me if that's my page. Like, why would you message me here if you know that anyway? You know.
Well, maybe they thought it was a backup page. You have a backup page?
No, I have one page, and it has a check mark on it. I agree that she slightly has daddy issues. Nothing wrong with it. Plenty of women that associate dating with the qualities they saw/wanted in a father figure. Do you watch the show This Is Us?
No, but shout out to Sterling. He from the hood. He from my hood.
Okay.
So can I respond to that?
Wait. Before this, don't forget your point. But this is why I say that. Okay. On the daddy issues part, there's a character. Go ahead. Say it.
No. You know I'm not gonna forget. I got you.
There's a character on the show, and she's, the guy Jack who plays the father. She has this unhealthy relationship with her father in the flashbacks. Like, she loves her dad, and she's like, "Can I marry you one day?" And he's like, "No, you're gonna find a guy that's way better than me." But it's the innocence of a child. I'm not blaming her for that, but I am blaming her for I think a lot of times these parents, and they influence their children without even realizing how they're influencing them, and that creates this creepy ass attraction. So then it becomes girls who only end up dating guys who are exactly like their father, to where they are built the same, or the same with boys with their moms, and like all of this creepiness. And it's almost like you want your parent to have a little bit of ain't shit in them, just so you don't go for them as an adult. Now go ahead, what you're gonna say.
I would say within that, then to me, it's not like necessarily that's an issue. I wouldn't say it's an issue. I would say it's something that I admire, and that I know what a man is supposed to do. Like, we know a lot of people that got ain't shit ass daddies. My daddy did what he was supposed to do as a father, which was supposed to teach and train the child in the way the child should go. So I feel like within that, like, like my mom, my birth mom died when I was 6 months, so I was like raised, my big sister and I live with my aunt, and they parented us together. So I feel like within that, my dad also having issues with my mom prior to her passing, my dad really like stepped in and stepped up to the plate. If a man is not going to be able to lead and provide for me, what the fuck am I doing with him anyway?
Yes, but so, I don't think that only comes with that age.
But I don't think that that's also an issue. That could be something that you admire in your parent, and so that's a quality I like. So let me
who just walked in the house?
Look for let me.
Bet you we don't have no more talks about nothing old. I bet you will talk. So anyway, let's talk about the weather. CT, what's going on with the weather? And
I'm just saying. So, but I don't think that necessarily means that it's a bad thing. That is just, I feel like it's a great trait that my dad has, and that is something that I look for when I date people. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like,
there's nothing wrong with wanting security in a relationship, but I believe it is a mindset. There are older men and women who have immature mentalities. On the other hand, you have younger individuals who have more mature mentalities. Our parents set foundations for our relationship, whether they be good or bad, and have a lot of influence. The influence my mom had on me was just, like I said a couple days ago, women that work hard, their hands don't look like cups, and they are extremely nurturing and sweet. But as far as that, there are a lot of things that my mother has in her personality that I couldn't date. And there are probably a million things that Tangerine had from her father, because I know I'm like her dad, but there are so many things that I'm not like her dad on that probably saves it as well. But I noticed it like years ago. I was like, oh shit, I am similar to her father. But these are things that you as a spouse have to realize. Let's see. I think it's the same for men too. We develop our comfort zone and mode of functioning around them. So I think subconsciously we look for those key traits as a means of coping and attaining comfortability. Yeah, I think it's more so my tastes are a mixture of what my mom's personality that I didn't like is where my oldest sister's traits kicked in, because my oldest sister is extremely sweet and she's great at communicating. So I could not be with somebody that I couldn't communicate with, because I'm like my mother. So I couldn't date myself, if that makes sense. Like, me and my mom have the exact same personality. When we get tired of talking about something, we're not talking about it. And as Tangerine types that, and CT acts just like his mama. Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, that's who I had the experience from. Like, she taught me how to be, and we are so much alike that I could not we see the world exactly the same. Like, we'll have a conversation and I could be on the phone with her for 10 minutes and just say the entire time because she's spitting facts. Let's see. Drewster says, I feel like as a dad now, I don't have time for immaturity in anyone I surround myself with. Facts. And he's the most mature 23-year-old I've met since I was 22. So, Dominique, someone just walked in. I don't want to interrupt the rest of your day. You're definitely about to enjoy yourself. So, what do you want to say to the people as we get out of here?
All right. I want to revisit this.
Didn't deny it either. What you want to revisit?
Well, I just want us to revisit this conversation and have a full-on conversation because that's the interesting.
I want to see his face. Show me his face on camera.
There's nobody in here.
Yeah, I bet it ain't. Who closed the door? Finish up. Keep going.
There's no one in here. There's someone probably about to walk and stop it. Anyway, so y'all can find me on IG at St. Angeles. I might have a candle line rolling out very soon. So that I'm super excited about and super excited, which might segue into maybe doing a few lipsticks. And Whiskey Soured is about to be in production because this week I am just angry. People, please believe Black women when we tell y'all stuff the first time. Like, it is so important. And just believe us. And that's just really what it is. We want y'all support. Believe us.
Wait, you said the Meg Thee Stallion thing. The Meg Thee Stallion, that's the part that you forgot to bring back up. Keep going with Meg.
Oh, I was just saying, like, look at that situation where it was somebody in her age that has, financial stability and all these different things, and shot her in the foot because she didn't want to argue no more. So I just feel like, if we've been put in situations where we have to be forced to tell our stories, and when we tell our stories, again, we're back to gaslighting. You making it up, and you're not standing with us, and you'd be surprised. And Black women stand with Black women too. Hey, now somebody came in the door for real.
Yeah, I bet they did.
So
here's the thing: Black women stand with Black women, but also, fellas, don't be in such a rush to tear down a woman, and especially a Black woman. For me, when I heard the Meg Thee Stallion thing, I already knew what it was. Like, the fact that that there were no reports that he was in jail, I knew that she was defending him, like most of our women do for us. But it can't get to a point, and that's what relayed to this segue that I've been trying to show for the past week, which was dudes will scream slob on my now word for word and cry about WAP by a little boy from Meg Thee Stallion. And for me, it's like we grew up on Luke. We grew up on all these crazy lyrics from rappers. And the minute that a woman does a song about it, all these guys are like, oh, this is wrong. This is not good.
Well,
and
too is also the fact that y'all were more in the uproar about Rock than her getting shot.
No. And well, yes, what you're saying, not me personally, but as far as the entire population of men. So hearing what these guys are saying, I'm like, yo, how are y'all tripping off these women who are saying these amazing lyrics that are also fire? Like, this what let me it's what let me know the difference of the men who get girls or not. Every man who's went through life and had women had no problem with it. We like, yeah, this is a good song. Ooh, this is fire. I'm about to download this. And the guys who had never had real success with women were all the ones like, oh, they can't be talking like that. It's kids listening to music. And it's like, fam, what are you talking about? Now, to address the situation she had allegedly with this Lane's character, my thing is this. We have had a community and a history of Black women protecting us from everything. About 90% of the knowledge that I have in my head is from Black women. So why is it that they're good enough to do X, Y, and Z for us, but they're not good enough for us to respect and protect and support? You know what I mean? And I think that all boils down to how men are raised. Dudes that don't like WAP are, these are facts. Hold on, BC Kingsley just gave in. BC Kingsley, how are you, good brother, with the greatest hairline of all time? How are you?
Appreciate it, brother. I'm sorry, Tender Lovins, I forgot you was on this interview. I ain't mean to come in and out like that and slam the door, have people all in our business. I know we said we wasn't gonna say nothing about us. Wait, are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live right now. I knew that.
Oh, I'm just hey, jokes.
Nan secret.
Yeah,
really?
I'm sorry. I know. Just kidding, you guys. I'm a comedian. Just so we're clear, I think you should have kids at 13, 14, but that is a whole nother bet. Yeah, your body is the healthiest. You're in your prime. If you do it right, then the kids will be taken care of for the first 7 years really by your parents, and they probably more equipped to be parenting. Then by the time you 21, 22, you get your life back. You 30, you know what I mean? And listen, and even if your kids did it then, if your kids then did it, then you would be taking care of kids around 25, and that would mature you faster. It keep the whole family dynamic and structure. We wouldn't even have so much BS dating because everybody be taking care of kids, and we would just grow the Black community. I think you should have kids at 13. That's neither here nor there. This has been an amazing show, man.
BT, you have the premiere of Gimme 5 coming up at 5:45, which is 45 minutes from now. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. Let me grab something right quick.
On your YouTube page. Oh, that's crazy that the Gimme 5 shirt.
I'm just grabbing something by my computer real quick. It's just
that's the Gimme 5 logo.
Shirts that are so ugly.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
That ain't one of them.
No, she talking about my. She talking about the
anime shirts.
The Pokemon shirts.
First of all, it's not no Pokemon. All right, you talk about the one that's all the Batman. You talk about Batman. She should know DC. I mean, talking stuff about DC.
All right, let me, because these two are not going to let me get a word in. I had to mute the both of them while I'm saying this. Interestingly enough, BT Kingsley has the premiere of another episode of Gimme 5 coming up right now on his YouTube page in 45 minutes to speak about what he just said about kids, having kids at 14. That's great if your parents would help you. I know if I'd have had a kid at 14, my mama would have put me smooth out the house. She think you grown enough to be smashing, you grown enough to take care of your own bills. So I'm glad I didn't have any kids. However, as you get older,
you were smashing at 14 though.
Well, my mother's watching the show, brother. I don't think we need to get into that. That's neither here nor there. What I will say is the next conversation we should have, Dominique, is what do you feel comfortable? Should your parent tell you about sex, or should you learn from an older sibling or friend? I think that'll be a great conversation.
Okay, that'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, but for the Meg thing, I feel like.
I'll tell you what my mama said to me and pushed me out the door.
What did she say?
She said, "Sex, don't have it. It can kill you. You get pregnant. Have a great day."
Let me ask you this.
Never lied.
You don't have any kids right now, do you? You don't have any kids now, do you?
Me? Yeah, absolutely.
No. Is your mother pressuring you to have kids, or does she want grandbabies?
No, Lucretia is not like that.
Well, for every
Neither
mama,
is my daddy. My sister's been forever, and she's what? I'm 33, so she's 36. She don't have kids, and she's married.
Nobody has kids.
My mom didn't have, like I said, like my biological mom passed away when I was 6 months, but my aunt that raised her, she didn't even have a baby until she was 40. And that was
because that's where it gets interesting. Because when women, I want to say, are in their early 30s, like the hospitals consider these babies geriatric. It's like when women, no, like legit, when women are like 31. I'm pretty sure it's like when women are like 25. It's got to be.
I'm gonna have to talk with my baby girl. Here's the thing. I remember the conversation my mom tried to have with me. She called herself sitting down on my bed next to me. She brought my older sister in the room. She gave me a big box of condoms, and she was like, do we need to talk? And I was like, God, no, because I didn't want to have a conversation about sex with my mother. Still don't. I'm 34 and I belong to the streets. I still don't want to talk to my mom about
this. It's interesting. Now my mom and I, like, we talk about things and things that happen or why things are not happening. And it's like and it's not that, it's like she's my girlfriend, but it's just like my mom now recognizes that I'm grown and we can have adult conversations. It took her to realize, she called me one day, was like, you grown. Like, I just realized, at that time I was like 31. She's like, you're grown. I'm like, yeah, I've been grown for a long time. So here we are. So now I'm more comfortable having those conversations.
That's dope. Shayla White, let me ask you a question. Shyla, let me I'm gonna leave this on the screen for a second, because not only do I want you to get your shine, but I need to ask you, why do you have the audacity to not be in the chat having a conversation with us, but think that it's okay to drop your OnlyFans page? You out of pocket, baby girl. Here go the pocket. Here go you. I need you to jump right back in. Now, your parents realizing that you're an adult is interesting. I don't ever want to get to a place where, like my mom, I'm gonna always be my mama's baby. I don't want to get to a place where I ever feel the need to try and tell her they know how old you are, but I don't want my mom to not treat me like her baby, because in the far, far future, when she's gone, you're gonna miss being treated like the baby.
Yeah.
The audacity.
I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. My mom been treating me like I was grown for a very long time.
Yeah.
Might have been because I was the chicks I was smashing with, some of them were her friends. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I had to worry about them getting pregnant. They had their own grandbabies. I used to. Yeah, I was out here very young, but it matured me fast and early.
Well, okay, I agree and disagree. You are very responsible in so many different forms. You're literally the guy that can, like, if I was ever to start drinking alcohol, I will call you to make sure that I'm safe and drive me to and from the club. However, you're so immature in the way that you handle your problems.
I can tell. He from Houston.
No, BT, this is what I mean. BT is a guy that, let me tell you how immature BT is. We just did a comedy show at Nate Jackson's Comedy Club, and he went up extremely late. He had the right to be angry, and he got on stage. And not only did he get a standing ovation, that's the fast forward of the story, but he got on stage so immature, he started jumping around the stage, and he looked at this woman in the front row. He was like, "The titties are back! The titties are back!" It was like, what? It was so funny and so immature. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I did throw a full tantrum on the stage, but that's, it was all on purpose.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, BT. What were you about to say?
No, my mother put like a lot of responsibilities on me, like super early. Like our conversations were we homies conversations, very, very. It makes people really uncomfortable, especially Black people. Like when it ain't on the level of like how white kids talk to their parents, because there's no disdain of like disrespect, but there is a real level of honesty. A lot of it was also just being a man. Like, you remember the moment your mother realized you was a man? Like when you get a whooping, you're like, all right, okay, all right, I messed up. I get it, ma'am. Like that's why when I watch I remember I was watching Power, and I always tell everybody, like, Tariq's easily my favorite character on the show. I was like, because some kind of way in here, people forgot. He's like 15, 16. I was like, at 15, 16, you can't lie to me no more. I know what's going on, you guys. You guys are, everybody just lying around here. And it's like, I remember starting to make my own decisions and create his mama is a trap queen. His daddy is a drug lord. What you wanted the boy to be? You should just stay in school. But daddy, you sell drugs and kill people every day. And mama, you be killing people. What are y'all talking about? You see what I'm saying? Like, so I remember my perception being, I remember when it altered, like, oh, life, my own decisions. I had to figure stuff out. And it kind of kept me out of stuff. No weird decisions, no drama, no, I would have been trapping with my hood.
I understand that. To answer the question, at what age should you talk to your sons about sex? If you're a man and you're the father, I would talk to them at 12. And then again at 15. If you're the mother, not at all. If you are an uncle, that is the uncle's responsibility. If he has an older sibling, you have that older sibling talk to them. I don't think mothers should say anything to their sons about sex besides the fact that you always protect yourself wearing a condom, and to always make sure that the young lady gives you permission and that everything's consensual, and to literally verbally hear her answer of yes, she's interested in doing this. Are we good here? Don't make any assumptions is the conversation that as a woman you should have with your son. But everything else should be from the man or his uncle or from the person that he's having sex with, because it's so awkward as a boy having a conversation with your mother. Because I look at my mother as a queen. Like, she's been the sweetest woman in my life. So to hear her even discuss, to this day, I could not imagine having that conversation with my mom. I don't even talk to her. My mom be trying to say slick stuff about Tangerine, and like she was like, yeah, I seen Tangerine post that y'all got a new bed. I know y'all gonna be busy. I say, bye. I talk to you. I can't. We're not talking. You got me twisted, ma'am. I'm not talking to you about this ever. Go ahead, Dominique.
One more thing, and then I gotta get out of here. So it was so funny because it was one time my mom was asking me what did I want for Christmas. My mom always does all these stuff where these just gets trinkets, and I just like, give me some money, give me a gift card, things like that. And she's big on gift giving. So one year she sent me, she was like, what do you want since you're not gonna come home? So I'm like, I could use like some new towels, sheets, maybe, you know, like things like that. I like stuff for my house. You tell that N-word that you're sleeping with to buy you some new sheets. That's not my responsibility no more. I'm like, yo, you asked me what did I want as a gift. I told you what I wanted and what I needed. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, she got me the sheets though.
Of course she did. She's your mama.
You got in the sheet.
I sure did.
I would now see the way I think if my mom got me some sheets, I would never do anything but sleep on them just because I'm like, my mom bought me these.
I'm about to go get it right now if you let me go.
Oh, okay. We got to see his face before you get it in with him. Autumn Reed.
I'm right here.
You are right there. I forgot about that.
I love
Autumn
y'all.
Reed.
So I'm gonna head out.
Autumn Reed, Stephen, Brandon Reese, Rashid, I believe. I want to thank you guys for always being super supportive members of Team CT. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for everybody who did the super chat. Dominique, tell them what you're about to do besides get it in on the sheets that your mama gave you.
I am on IG at St. Angela's. BT is here now, so you know we got unfinished business. And you know, look out for Whiskey Sour coming super soon. And Twitter, y'all give me grief about this because it's not the same name, but it's the reason why my Twitter is not the same name.
Do you be on Twitter?
I like to be able to. I tweet recklessly. I'm reckless. Okay. You missed the whole thing, like on Twitter the other week. Somebody got crazy, you know, but it's PR3 TTY SADDITY. It's pretty Sadiddy. Oh. So I'm pretty Sadiddy. It's true.
But here's the thing, mind you, I said what women should talk to their sons about sex about. When men have daughters, you have to tell them about things that they're going to encounter from men. But you also need to tell your daughters that if something happens to them, it's not their fault. It is not for them to carry that cross. It is on the man who violated. They've done nothing wrong. Women, tell your sons to make sure that consent is always paramount. I would love if you could get videos and pictures of consent just so nobody's getting anything twisted, especially with this day and age. But those are the conversations that you need to have, as opposed to, so what you want to do is, you know what I'm saying, get her on her stomach. Nothing like that. You need to have consent conversations. You need to have delivery on not getting them pregnant at an early age. And no matter how good it feel, it ain't going to feel that good for 18 years. So, Dominique, go get it in. We wait for your report, and thank you. Talk to you
on the way out.
Oh, she's the best. So BT Kingsley, talk to me.
Another great episode, man.
Hey man, thank you, brother. I feel honored to have you gracing us with your presence. You are the after show king. You come in right in the clutch and you come kick it.
You know what it is? It's like I'm watching, and then there's parts where I'm popping in and out, but I have to set. I don't know these algorithms, man. I'm following you on everything. I have the notifications on, and somehow it'll tell me that you're on, but it tells me you on way after. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just set a reminder. I ain't got.
Oh, that's wild.
You got to start setting the reminders now, because you be having stuff going on. It don't really happen the way it should.
Everybody, y'all heard that. Do me a favor. Wednesdays and Fridays, set your reminders for 3 p.m. West Coast time, or 7 or 6 p.m. wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are, just know whatever 3 p.m. for me is. Set your reminders so you guys know to come in, because we have amazing conversations on here. It's always a good time, and I love everybody who
set your reminders. People be getting confused about the details. This means take your phone and say, hey, tell me to watch CT After Dark in the day at 3 p.m. And they'll be like, gonna tell you that. And then you watch. See how that works? Because you be telling people link in the bio. They be like, what is the link in the bio?
What's the link? Where's that at? And it's like,
when you say link in bio, when you say read the description, you mean the words that's coming across the screen. No,
you mean the words come. I need everybody to share this on a regular. Every time you see me go live, thank you, Autumn Reed. And I see that you have it because I see you coming in all the time and I appreciate it and I love you. I need everybody to, when you watch the replay, hit that share button, comment again in the actual comments. Natalinos, I'm glad you said that. Amazing episode. I appreciate all the gems, CT. Let me tell you what I want, Natalinos. I want a picture of me with the Scully on like this, with the beard looking hefty, fam. Just like looking off into the distance. That's what I want of me. Just, I'm talking about? Natalinos, I want that. So BT Kingsley, you excited about this episode of Give Me Five? That's airing in 30 minutes.
This episode's good. When I went back, I watched the other two. I'm almost binging out on my own show. I'm like, man, these people, man, they don't understand the content that we create, man. It's we put all in it, man. You talk all this support Black business, and then people post stuff, and here's a kicker. What people don't realize is that the people that have to like and say something to get to the people you need, which is the people you don't know. So it's like people that I know be like, oh yeah, man, I'm a support. It's like, no, I hear you, but you don't be pressing that button, bro. I saw, I can see who was there. I can see who shared it. I can see it. You didn't see it. Take it.
Like it costs you nothing to share.
People like, I don't have a big platform. That's great. Copy it, post it in your group chats. Post it. If people, the new rule for me, if you tag me in something I have nothing to do with, I am promoting in your comments. I'm so sick of this. This happens to me a lot in Sacramento. People will have a flyer, and it's something I got a new hair product coming out, and I'm one of the 40 people tagged. I'm like, this is for female hair. I have literally nothing to do with this. I'm not going to tag myself. I'm not even upset. What I'm going to tell you I'm going to do in your comments. I'm going to market myself.
I love that.
So please, you guys, pull up to the episode. Amazing episode. Top 5 NFL players. We have an actual sports agent on there, Key. We have Nicolette. She's a huge college football fan. And my dog, Rito Brown. And Big Jai. And Tangerine's there moderating. She's the truly ridiculous one. And it's a good time. It's on YouTube. And you guys, it's a full live premiere. So no different than you guys are doing right now. While you guys are making comments in the live chat for YouTube and the Facebook, make sure you guys also go make comments after this, because those comments reflect a little differently. Even if you be like, man, this was a great episode, or I really enjoyed this. Can't wait till the next one. Just go say something simple.
I'm gonna be in there with it. I'm gonna be in the comments with BT Kingsley and the Kingsley crew, and we're gonna be giving our thoughts on his episode that airs at 5:45, which is only 22 minutes from now. Man, let me tell you this, bro. The way you are as a person, there's no secret on why you're my best friend. Like the way you carry yourself in this life is so refreshing to me, because you truly do treat people the way you want to be treated. Like, everybody says that and it gets gimmicky, but it's like you truly live that life. You treat people how you want to be treated. Now, where did that come from for you? Because you're the only child. It was just you and your mama. So how does that come about?
I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't anticipate people doing things like I do. So harboring negative energy is it don't do me no good. It really don't help. I don't know if it's healthy, is the honest answer. I don't know it's healthy, because my nonchalantness to not caring and indifference is really, really high.
Yeah.
So I don't ever want anybody to be in that space with me. So if you do it, if you're in that space, it's because you created it. Because I'm always going to treat you very fair. I'm always going to be really cool. I'm always going to be on the positive.
Yeah.
Come with the nonsense, it will be reflected in your record, and it will be held against you forever.
And you hold that record. I've heard the records of people in your life, and it makes me laugh when you give me the rehash. Because something else about BT Kingsley, he forgives, but that brother does not forget, and he has the memory of an elephant. Man, oh no, Chris Lee, I came from Zooming with the homies, and waiting for the rest of that. Chris Lee, keep going, BT.
Chris, he having a text convo.
And I am now a fan. That's what's up, Chris. Thanks, fam.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I truly appreciate everybody's greatness, man. Like, I appreciate what people are doing, and I really be wanting us to win. Cause I can see it, CT. I can see us looking back while we in some fantastic modern house with really big windows on some infinity pool. Like, man, do you remember when the shows we used to do, like when we was grinding out on YouTube? Do you remember I could see it. So I'm very positive in that energy. I try to lead that way. It keeps me healthy and functioning.
I'll tell you this. I remember a picture. I was looking at pictures from my old computer. I pulled up an email that I had pictures of us, man. This is 2009, 2010. Me, you, and Tange went to Universal City Walk for Halloween Horror Nights. And there was a picture of us eating one of those super overpriced desserts. And we were so hungry. And in hindsight, we were so poor. We were just having fun. And it's like to see where not only where we both are, but where a lot of our friends are, is just a blessing, man. And it's a testament to not giving up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give this man a break because we go to his premiere on YouTube in under 20 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Give Me Five. Go to YouTube right now, BT Kingsley. It is extremely easy to type that in on YouTube. Go there right now and get ready for the episode.
It's already sitting. Hey, you guys, so grab something to eat and watch it. I want you to watch this like you get ready for all your other shows and what's name. Grab something to eat, turn it on your TV if you have a smart TV or PlayStation or Xbox. Go to YouTube and it's going 5:45 is going to start counting down and we're going to be lit. We're going to be, and then use your phone and your other device to just be in the chat with us for the live premiere. Everybody showing up. The episodes have been great, you guys. It's watch Would You Rather, huh? Watch these shows every Wednesday and Thursday. Watch all the content that's being cooked. Watch Shoot Your Shot. Watch Tangerine's Top Talent. Watch Wording is Hard. Watch Zooming with the Homies. Watch all these shows because you know how much it costs?
Nothing. It's free.
Nothing. And
all you gotta do is watch.
What? Ain't too many shows better than this one.
No.
Ain't too many shows, but it's a nighttime talk show in the daytime.
In the daytime. Come on,
you ain't never seen nothing like this before.
Thank you, Miss D. So we out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Team CT all day. I can't thank you enough for the